Alrighty, what's going on everybody? Super Rocker here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a full breakdown of the brand new God of War Ragnarök story trailer that just dropped not too long ago. There's obviously lots of tidbits we definitely missed, lots to cover and talk about, guys, so I hope you all guys excited. I'm very excited, so with that being said, let's get into this breakdown.
Everyone keeps secrets.
Now this part where everybody keeps secrets is very intriguing to me because obviously, just like, Atreus here, Kratos also kept secret as well. Now, of course, he's, showed little by bit, of his godhood to eventually told him the truth, but not quite partially everything, But also what I did want to talk about was how, as Atreus is placing his hand, that kind of sort of reminds me of a Kratos placed his man back in 2018. Obviously, nothing happened besides, we just see the gold handprint already on there, but this could be potentially seeing Atreus here harnessing some of his other powers from Faye's side. Just how Atreus is, harnessing powers from his godhood side and giants and everything, he's harnessing Faye's side as well. And also, like, everybody keeping secrets back to that as well. It's like, this is definitely a lesson back towards, both from his parents, Kratos and Faye, seeing how Kratos, lied and, about his godhood, and of course, not to mention with Faye lying about being a giant as well, and this whole prophecy and Ragnarok and Odin and everything as well. And potentially this new power could be coming with a future vision or some sort of bigger concept that we'll yet to see within the game itself. But let's keep going.
Sometimes it's the only way to protect the ones we love.
Now this shot here of Kratos dropping the Blades of Chaos in the Leviathan, that definitely got me a little worried here. But first off, this room appears to be located in Svartalfheim. How do I know this? Because, well, flip in the previous trailer, when God of War Ragnarök was first showcased, you can see that both Kratos and Atreus in the exact same room with Brock and Sindri, and what do we see? That exact same window. So either A, this could be in Svartalfheim, or B, somewhere in the realm between realms. Also, let's also look back towards Kratos as well. Kratos definitely looks defeated within this shot, or appears to be making some sort of sacrifice at the point. But I think definitely for sure either A, he could have potentially killed here, and therefore, this really upset Atreus, and therefore he has failed himself and feels like, he just can't fight anymore, or B, he has to make some sort of sacrifice, and thus is why he's looking very worried, looking at, both at the Blades of Chaos and the Leviathan, especially the Leviathan, seeing how that act sort of represents, a part of Faye as well. So by looking at it, he appears making a sacrifice or something worrying about, which reminds him of Faye. But let's go and keep going, shall we?
I know you.
Now let's go on and pause right here at this scene right here. So clear as you can see, we have Kratos using the Blades of Chaos to free Tyr from this magical rope. Now obviously, two things could be happening. Either A, he's just using the magical properties of the Blades of Chaos, or B, he could be, obtaining some sort of firepower from Surtur, which hopefully is option B as well, because I think that'll be really cool. I don't want it to simply be where it's just that easy for the Blades of Chaos property itself to free these magical ropes. So it would be cool to kind of go some sort of quest in order to get the sort of new firepower. But what's also interesting is that Tyr apparently knows Kratos as well. Now, A, he could know him from, killing the gods like, both Magdi and Baldur as well. Or B, seeing how, when he was the God of War and he traveled all these different pantheons when he had to travel to Greece, he probably apparently, heard about, Kratos being the ghost of Sparta and, killing all the gods and everything as well. Thus, sort of why he is very familiar with his past. Now, another thing I do want to point out as well is the new Bifrost on his belt. So if you look at the very bottom there, you can see that Bifrost design looks very completely different from the old Bifrost design. Now, I believe the main reason Kratos has a new Bifrost is because due to the first fight between him and Thor ends up destroying this Bifrost, therefore you can't really follow Thor back to wherever he went after the battle. Thus, he has to go seek out Brock and Sindri in Svartalfheim and get a new Bifrost. But let's go and keep moving, shall we?
God Killer. What is it you want from me? Is it a god of war you came to find?
Now, this shot right here is very, very interesting. As you can see, Kratos is fighting one of these corrupted elves and everything too, and he's taking his own weapon and just, using his own weakness with the light in the back to destroy him. Now, another part I do want to point out as well is with Tyr simply kneeling down towards appears to be some sort of dead elf, I believe as well. Now, main reason Tyr could be doing this because A, seeing how he is a god of war, but like one for peace and everything, and he's seeing how all these, beings and races that he, met with, talked, and just, try to unite together, just all appear to be all corrupt, evil, and just ending up like this. It breaks his heart, and of course that's why we kind of, see him just kneeling down and everything. It's like appears like all his work that he's been trying to do throughout, his life and everything has just been for nothing. But like I said, we're gonna go on and keep moving on to the next part.
You don't really want war, do you, Kratos?
Now this shot here definitely gets everybody right here. The All-Father himself, Odin. Now when I first see this, I definitely get a little callback from God of War 2018 when we see Kratos' silhouette. Obviously at first you don't see him, and then afterwards he's slowly towards walking in. Of course they're not going to show what Odin looks like because, well, this is the trailer. You don't want to really spoil anything. But this, obviously, another factor is this is happening when Kratos is not around. If this was the case, there's no way Odin would be around trying to tempt Atreus or tell him something, which therefore is the reason why he's keeping the secret and is trying to follow his own destiny and all that sort of stuff. Now, of course, this moment is very similar also to Kratos' past, both him and with Ares as well. See now, Kratos made that deal with Ares and all that stuff, to kill his enemies in exchange, with servitude as well. But of course, not telling, the secrets to everybody as well. But of course, Odin can also, challenge his Kratos' godhood and question him as well, which therefore could put his relationship between him and Atreus to the test and everything as well. And of course, eventually in time, with this secret that Odin is telling Atreus, sooner or later Atreus is going to have to tell this secret or this plan to everybody, and thus can really change a lot within the story as well. But let's go and keep moving to the next scene.
All that blood on your hands, on your son's hands.
What is it you will not tell me?
I can't talk about it, but I just need you to trust me.
We follow your every whim,
But you don't believe in any of it.
and still I follow. Because all that matters is that you are safe.
But that's not all that matters. Who's keeping you safe?
I do not need you to protect me.
Sure about that?
Pretender god!
Now this next shot here is really interesting. Kratos and Atreus fighting Valkyries. Now, two things have been going here. Either A, these two Valkyries are corrupted and just simply fighting Kratos and Atreus, just to unwillingly protect the All-Father Odin, or B, these Valkyries are just acting on their own free will, and it could potentially be some sort of different faction of Valkyries where they just serve the All-Father himself and, carry out his wishes. Back to another thing at hand is the realm they're in. Now, I believe to do some research and everything, the realm they could be in is I believe this is the void where the Norse world first came from, guys. So if this is the case, this will be amazing. Thus, why these two Valkyries could be acting as guardians for this place, which could hold something very special within the story itself. But another reason that this could also be Gunatatika is could be seen on the cloth map from the Jotunheim edition of the game itself. Let's go move on to the next scene.
For the old father!
Death can have me when it earns me.
What do you even know of godhood?
This next shot we have here is a look at a brand new enemy. Obviously, there's not too much to be going on. We believe this new enemy is going to be native to located in Vanaheim. Like I said, you'll see why later soon enough within this trailer and everything as we're breaking down though, but I believe this is where it is. Like I said, not too much info on this guy other than that, brand new design, new weapons, new fight mechanics, and a whole bunch of stuff too. But let's go and keep moving on, shall we?
In your lifetimes, has anyone ever worshipped you? Ever prayed to you? Can you even imagine that kind of love? No! You don't care about anything beyond yourself. Beyond the monster who kills without cause.
Now, this next shot here is Kratos running from Freya's vines, which is, pretty crazy. So the goes to show we're definitely gonna have a few multiple fights with Freya herself. Now, Kratos here is carrying a sort of unknown character. Now, first we thought this was Angrboda, but that can't be the case because the character is a lot older, and this person, not to mention, has a sword sheath on their back as well. Definitely, and of course, not to mention the clothes they're wearing too are not the same as well. So in this case, this could be one of the Vanir twins. We are probably having to save, seeing how there's also a dark elf protecting us instead of fighting us. He is protecting us from the vines and everything else that's happening from the background as well. Now, of course, it could be what happened is that, with this net shot here of Kratos looking down, it could be where Kratos just failed to save one of the Vanir twins due to Freya killing her, which is why Kratos is looking at, this person at the ground, and there's blood of him at the same time within this location, which is also happening in Vanaheim as well.
Fate only binds you if you let it.
Now, this scene right here got me really confused, and I'm pretty sure got everybody else really confused as well. At first it looked like Atreus was, starting Ragnarok, and thus is why, Skull was continuing to begin the chase in the sun, signifying that Atreus is choosing to start Ragnarok and everything. But it could be where it could be related to time travel as well, and thus maybe it's, we have to start this and fix some sort of mistake for which we failed in the main one, thus we had to go back in time and start it, but do something very different as well.
What is necessary.
Now, of course, here we have the Light of Alheim. Kratos is walking inside towards the Light of Alheim again, just how like he did back in God of War 2018. Main reason he could be doing this is because, if you guys don't know, part of Faye's soul exists within there, which is confirmed by Corley Barlek himself, though. And of course, with her soul being there, she could potentially have a lot of knowledge and wisdom towards, Kratos' and Atreus' mission in stopping Ragnarok. But of course, if Odin himself kind of knows about this knowledge and everything, he can use this against both Kratos and Atreus and hurting their relationship between the two and everything as well. Now, this next shot here is very interesting. We got ourselves a mermaid, but I believe this could be Aegir's wife, Rain, right here, who is the goddess of sea for the Norse mythology. She could potentially become a future ally for both Kratos and Atreus in the fight in Ragnarok as well. Another thing that people talk about as well, this could be one of Aegir's and Rain's daughters. So potentially, this could be one of them due to the fact they had 9 daughters. So either way, though, the case, brand new character, very interesting. Definitely can't wait to learn more about her later on.
Not because it is written.
Now, this next shot here is really interesting, guys. We have, this place give me some vibes of the world tree branches back in the realm between realms and God of War 2018, which was used for fast travel and everything. Now, of course, the ground in the surrounding area is completely frozen as well. And if y'all guys don't remember, this area kind of looks similar to where it belonged to the eagle that sits on top of the world tree. And of course, Kratos and Atreus are walking towards this tree with all these spirit ravens and everything. Now, I believe with all this happening, this could be related to some sort of knowledge and power that Odin is trying to achieve within his quest and everything as well. And this could potentially be something that Kratos might have to do the same in order to, stop Ragnarok. Perhaps seeing how Odin did actually hang himself, for several days in order to gain more knowledge and power. Kratos, seeing how he can't technically die and everything, he may take that same concept in order to gain some sort of knowledge and power in order to stop Ragnarok. And of course, we got this next shot here of the giant jellyfish coming out of the water. Now, of course, the location is going to be in Alfheim. How do we know this? Well, if you look towards the sky, there is the light right there, which is also back seen in God of War 2018 as well. That's why we know this is located in Alfheim as well. Now, of course, releasing this creature could be how the mermaid that we saw earlier would help Kratos and Atreus in their fight against battle with the Ragnarok, or it could be where, one of Atreus' new powers or abilities he's harnessing, but I think that one's a little far-fetched, and anything definitely makes more sense for, this mermaid to give us a new ally in the fight against Ragnarok. Now, of course, the one scene y'all all been waiting for, Kratos versus Thor. We get to see a glimpse of their first fight happening right here. How do we know this is first fight? Well, if you slow down slowly, you can see that Kratos' Bifrost design is, completely different from the one we've seen at the beginning. Thus, this is why I was saying this Bifrost was destroyed by Thor in their first encounter and everything as well. And of course, this is why we're going to have to seek to get a brand new Bifrost with the help of Brock and Sentry as well. Now, if you actually slow it down as well, guys, you can tell how it's really interesting how both Kratos and Thor recall their weapons. With Kratos, he has a firm, open grasp hand to call back the Leviathan, and as for Thor, he snaps his fingers in order to bring back Mjolnir. It's just really amazing to see, the sort of different, grasp and mechanics and everything of how they use these weapons, and it's just, it's displayed beautifully and everything as well, guys. And of course, if you guys haven't noticed, the Blades of Chaos, Mimir, and Atreus are not in this scene at all, which means this scene could be taking place right before or after Atreus is talking to Odin afterwards, sort of exchanging words and the secret that is going on. And it could be where Kratos is out about doing something when Thor ends up fighting him. They have their clash, and their battle takes place at the Lake of Nine. Thus explains the reason why he does not have these things on him. And of course, seeing how this battle is taking place at the Lake of Nine within Midgard, and seeing how freaking tall Thor is, and just the brutality between these two, these fights are gonna get absolutely crazy, y'all. And that's going to cover everything here for this story trailer breakdown. If you guys enjoyed what you see here, I would really appreciate if you guys could leave a like right down below. Hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel, see more of my God of War related content and other games to play here on the channel, and hit that notification bell as well to stay updated of all the stuff so you never miss out. Thanks again so much for watching this video. As always, guys, stay safe, stay positive, be there for one another, and remember, grind never stops. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, y'all.